reminder, of course, this is a Geek Branch podcast, and I forgot to introduce my co-hosts, but if you watched a few episodes, you should already know their name. It's Matt, Devontae, and Dane. So we were just earlier discussing about some of the gaming news, and we got a few more topics to discuss about. And the first one that we're going to talk about is the Google Stadia shipping debacle. So they've been allowing people to pre-order the Founders Edition. It's sold out. They started having people pre-ordering the Premier Edition. So apparently they made way too many pre-orders for them. I don't know how many way too many is for Google Stadia. I can't imagine it's on the level of PlayStation or Xbox, but apparently they allowed too many pre-orders for both versions, and you are whoever first come, first serve gets the shipping. And people will have to wait a week or two if they were people that waited longer than other people ahead of them, essentially. So people are having to wait for something that they're supposed to get on launch day. And all it is when you pre-order is you get a one of those Google Chromecast 4K little circular disc things that you connect to your TV, and you get one of their controllers. It is not that hard to produce that many controllers. And they already produce like 1 billion of those Chromecast Premiere, whatever 4K things all the time anyways.
And yet they still failed.
And yet they still failed. So you have to wait 2 weeks for their answer to conventional gaming with their streaming gaming. Well, how can you trust them when they can't even get the shipping down right?
Okay. It's a gimmick.
It's like they oversold their thing without realizing it. It reminds me of a time when I went to we have what's called Malco for theaters around our area. And I remember one time going to the cheaper Malco, and they oversold tickets for Snow Dogs. Yeah, Snow Dogs. And there was people sitting on the stairs watching that movie. People did not care. They were still sitting on the stairs watching the movie.
The Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Yeah, Snow Dogs. Yeah.
It's Cuba Gooding Jr. Back when he was actually there, it was pretty popular.
Yeah, it was a pretty popular movie, but my point being was that they obviously didn't account for the proper amount of seats for that movie because there was a lot of people sitting on the stairs.
Look, I just want somebody to show me a dog movie that doesn't sell because people love dogs.
Yes. Airbud's Life, and I'm upset that it's not going to be on the premiere of Disney Plus.
Did that actually air in theaters? Because I swear to God, only the one Airbud did.
The first Airbud did, yeah, that's it.
That did pretty well. I mean, I was there for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt, what were you going to say?
I was going to say about a time that in Greyhound. I know you're probably not watching this, but I hate you.
What'd they do?
Okay, so I took a trip out to Georgia to go visit some friends / family, people that I really, really enjoy being with. And so I bought my tickets months in advance. And I was like, sweet, I'm fine. Got the ticket to get out there, got the ticket to come back. So the day I'm supposed to come home, we get there. It's like early-ish, maybe like 9, 10 o'clock. And so we're waiting on the bus, and the bus pulls up, and like people started getting onto the bus, and then the guy goes, "Well, we're over capacity, and you're gonna have to wait on the next bus."
How long did you have to wait?
It never came.
It never came. How'd you get home?
I think eventually the proper bus never came. I think what eventually happened is that, and thank you, Shelby. Shelby got on the phone and just like ripped Greyhound to pieces. And they were like, well, there's another bus coming on and they can go to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta they can go. And we're like, this is not what we signed up for.
Jesus,
this is not what we paid for either.
Yeah.
And so like they were telling us, we'll take everything when you get back to Memphis, da 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 da. And so like eventually, went through the whole debacle, made it back home to Memphis, and I was like, you guys are supposed to be like refunding me or doing something to like make up for this whole huge thing. And they were just like, you'll have to call customer service.
What?
But I had just been on the phone with customer service the entire time.
Really?
And like customer service is like, you have to talk to somebody in person when you get to Memphis. And Memphis is like, you have to talk to customer service. So I was like, Greyhound.
So to go back to the point though, will you ever ride Greyhound again?
No.
No,
That's my point.
that's the same with Google Stadia.
Exactly.
Well, you already were off that bus before it even started.
I never got on.
Yeah.
You can't ever get me to follow behind the gimmick.
And see, like, I had just got done, like, I did all my research, like on Greyhound and, in placement. And I got so excited. I was like, oh, comfy seats, charger, Wi-Fi, but you fucked me. So it's all the people out there that pre-ordered the Stadia. I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
This is the reason why you never pre-order things. Just saying.
I pre-ordered it.
You never pre-order a streaming service.
Yeah. How do you like?
We pre-ordered DCU.
Yeah, we did pre-order DCU.
Well, it depends on what you actually consider to be like a pre-order, because
You don't have to worry about not getting DC Universe.
Yeah.
Well,
Can
with,
you ever run out of a streaming service? Is my point.
yeah, that's true.
Right. I guess I could say that I like pre-ordered Amazon Prime because they're like, oh, we're saving the expanse. So I'm just like, here, I'll get the subscription before it's actually on your thing.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
pre-order it then?
Well, my thing is it really, to me, it doesn't matter. All you need is one of their little Chromecast things. If you want to play on the TV, you can play on your laptop and stuff like that. You don't even have to have their controller. So the delay doesn't matter so much for me, but for people that actually care to use their controller that doesn't look nearly as good as a PlayStation or an Xbox controller, I guess that matters to them. I'm just testing it out to give my impression for the podcast.
Who even has time to play these like stream games from anywhere, everywhere? Like,
Yeah, like
we're
Who-
adults.
yeah, like who's gonna, when you're working a full-time job,
Who has the broadband?
yeah, now that's another question too. Like in our area, for the most part, internet's garbage. We have very few choices on internet.
Deep down here in the country.
Yep.
I keep getting advertisements for AT&T fiber, and then I call them and go, "Hey, I saw this advertisement."
No, it
for
ain't.
AT&T
It ain't over
fiber,
there.
It ain't available.
and it's not available, and I want to fight AT&T.
You know what's
Stop
really weird?
advertising.
Go,
C
man.
Spire's doing fiber, and they're doing it in DeSoto, where we live, which is
you know-
DeSoto County, whatever.
You know how long I've been talking about doing Google Fiber?
It's not supposed to be a secret. We're literally called like the Geek branch.
Well, not everybody that would be watching would understand that.
Don't attack us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
read
we
too
have
many
have people
comics.
that watch us in Finland.
Look, as long as
there's one. We have one
Finnish
listener.
guy,
Yeah,
my love to you, my friend. But anyway,
In
so
Finland?
in Finland, we got a listener in Finland.
What a
I
what a
don't know
champ.
Finnish, but I would say what's up in Finnish if I did.
Yeah. Hey, at least you said it properly. You know, most people might have said Finner or something weird like that.
We're not
Yeah.
savages.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We are cultured, Tim.
Yes,
Look,
unlike
but,
me.
But more importantly, as long as you don't hand out our like home addresses, Tim, we're gonna be okay.
You can
think-
catch me at. Never mind.
Matt's gonna have some random person
I'm gonna
like
pull a Tony Stark.
If you want some debt, I can give you my social security if you need it.
Then he
Oh.
can blame all of his debt on you for stealing his identity and he get all of his debt wiped.
This is not how we get viewers, guys.
Trying to run a Ponzi scheme online.
You're gonna regret it. I guarantee it.
Anyway, but more importantly, the reason why it's so funny, and it's all related, of course, is because that's exactly what Google Stadia is. These experiences is Google Stadia.
It's a big old gimmick.
Yeah.
Like, well, I do
And
love
it's-
my Nintendo Switch, but it reminds me of the Nintendo Switch commercial when it first came out, where you saw the guy and he's playing Zelda in his house, and that's believable.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets it, and then he goes to the park and starts playing his Switch, and then he goes to like a bus or something, and it's like, people do not do that. Maybe in New York when they're in a subway or something, but most people don't do that.
Yeah,
Look.
that doesn't make any sense to go from like your house to like I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna walk all the way to the park, or I'm gonna drive all the way to the park, and I'm gonna sit down at the park and play Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Catch
Well,
some-
it's the same
catch
thing
some
with the
fresh air.
Stadia. And then and with that, with Stadia, you would have to have some form of Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, and a strong one at that.
Yeah.
You trying to game on company internet?
Oh, gosh. My
Yeah, like-
company's internet would,
It doesn't work.
would
I
crap on
promise.
itself.
So follow me. Look.
Shout out to Toyota for supporting my gaming habits.
but I can't play it.
Anyway,
And
so
when you used to read comic books all the time too.
Dude, I used to eat up a crap ton of comic books. I was probably going through like 20 comics a day,
Jeez.
but I was also doing my job.
Yeah, of course you were. While you were talking to me like the whole time
hey, look,
about the comics.
we're trained professionals. As
Yeah,
long as the job gets
multitaskers.
done, right?
Yeah.
We're solid. But
Multitasking doesn't exist.
Dude, I can be on the phone talking to somebody about like why they need to buy this brand new Toyota, and also reading why Jason Todd's getting hit with the crowbar. So
How did the internet? Sorry, this is off topic, but he dealt with online sales. Like, how often would you have people like buy online, sell like, you know what I mean?
I mean,
Via
it's really the market right now. Like it's you get a lot of people that call in nowadays, and they're like, I don't want to deal with the salesperson.
I don't blame
wanna, I don't want to go through the back and forth, the haggle,
Yeah.
And so like they'll come in and they'll be like, hey, so I saw this, is X amount of dollars. Is there any way that you can come off of that? Yes or no? So like it's pretty often nowadays. People just don't like. That's why things like Carvana.
Yeah, I
are
was gonna
so
say
popular
Carvana.
right
Yeah,
now.
Carvana is super popular. I just had a friend just buy a car from Carvana. I think one of Stacy's family members bought a car from Carvana recently.
well,
Yeah,
just welcome to the age of instant gratification.
Yeah,
Before Scion got flushed out from Toyota, there used to be this thing called Scion Pure Price, which is, when you walked up and you saw the number, that was it. There was no moving on it. And
right.
people really like that because they don't have to do the whole, fake, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
You know,
None of that gimmick stuff.
yeah, none of the, like, it worked out for salespeople and customers alike because, like, either they were going to buy the car or they weren't.
Right.
There was no,
That's the part I hate about. I know this has nothing to do with but I do not care when I talk about this. Anytime when I look really young. Okay.
it correlates because we're talking about sales as
Yes.
a whole.
Yeah. So it does correlate, but
Why you shouldn't buy Google Stadia. Just take that away from this, okay?
yeah, just take that away from this. So as young as I look, when I went to go buy my own car, because it's commission-based job, they never took me seriously.
No. Like they, salespeople don't like to see people that are really young.
Yes.
They don't like to see, like, if you're like under 27 years old,
Yes.
I say that, but like, obviously if you come in like, and you look like you have money,
Yes.
they'll be like, hey, there's a sucker available.
Yeah. A whale.
Yeah. So like,
Just like Google Stadia is looking at a lot of people.
yeah.
All those, $60 games that you bought, here it is. You got it.
Yeah.
Buy it again.
Except for you're buying it again for a streaming service that you can only use with the streaming service. You can't download it.
Man, look,
And see, they're trying to market that no downloads. Well, that's fantastic for the people that want to stream all the time, but there's some people that want to download it and not use their internet the whole time because they have data caps.
So what happens to your games if Google Stadia craps itself? Like you just pay for those games, you don't get them back.
well, it's no different than any other digital platform. See, that's the reason why DMR services or any service that has you have to have an online connection
Yeah.
is functionally a type of thievery. You don't own the property. It's
Nope.
not actually yours.
It's a license.
Yeah. So what you've done is you pay $60, okay? And if for some strange reason that service just dies, you ain't getting your money back, and you don't have the product anymore. It's gone.
As much as I love Hitman 2, like it's one of those always online kind of games.
Which doesn't make sense for a game like that.
No, it doesn't at all. Like if I want to play Hitman 2, I have to make sure that I have a internet connection. It was even worse with the first Hitman. They've done a little better with Hitman 2, but the first Hitman, like as soon as I lost internet, I could not play that game at all. And you would think with a game like that, where like
It's a single player game.
it's a single player game, yeah.
Speaking of DRM, this is going to get me on the topic of my favorite company. CD Projekt Red owns a company called GOG, and they are DRM free. You own your game.
Purchase it through there if it's available. Support
Yes.
CD Projekt Red.
Speaking of that, GOG has a new, I don't know if it's still in beta or not, but
Their launcher?
their new launcher
It's out of beta, at least to my knowledge, is because I
Well-
have it on my computer. and
well, what
use
I
it.
mean is the new updated version of it to where it integrates all of your
libraries together.
libraries together.
I haven't done that yet. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Because they're making it where you can have your Steam, your Epic Game Store, your Uplay, your Origin all in one thing, and then as you keep your login on GOG Galaxy where you don't have to log back in.
That's so
Yeah.
You
awesome.
gotta
By the
send
way,
that link to the group.
It is
Yeah.
the cure to the multiple launcher issue.
Yes, it's the cure
Thank them.
to Epic. Yes.
Thank them. They are salvation in the form of a company.
What does CG Project Red not do right? I'm telling you.
Right?
I will be the saddest person in this room when they make a Blizzard level mistake. I'm telling you. Just thinking about it.
They would have failed us, and I can't believe that it's possible. They have my faith. I believe in them.
I don't think it will ever happen.
Just because, well, a lot of it has to do with where they live, the company as a whole, because they're in Sweden. It's a very different, it's Sweden, right?
I thought it was Poland.
Poland.
Poland. My bad, CD Projekt Red. Poland, of course, because, you know.
Sweden's horrible.
Yeah, because
Yes.
that's where the whole Witcher lore is.
Yeah, Witcher Lore's by the Polish writer.
I'm gonna fact check that just to be sure.
No, you're right. It is Poland.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're totally right. I was wrong.
Poland's legit.
Yeah. Anyways, so it's a mindset of where they live. They want to give you quality product. And also the like the cost of living there compared to other places. Apparently they're doing fantastic over there, making really incredible money. And so with them continuing the model that they're continuing, they don't see any reason to go the greedy model that US companies, Canadian
Yes.
companies are doing.
That's actually what I was getting ready to say. Is like they're passionate about two different things. Americans are passionate about money,
Yes.
and CD Projekt Red is passionate about making a game that's gonna kick ass.
Right.
Well, it's as simple as they're not a company that believes in the infinite profit growth margin. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
It doesn't matter to them as much. The lifestyle where they live is so different from the American lifestyle.
Well, they just don't have to have an increase in profit
Yeah.
every year. If they make the same amount of money they made the last 10 years, they're happy
Yes.
because they don't have to expand their staff. They're still working on the same projects. And maybe they make a little bit less money. But the point being is that their company is still making money. They're still profitable. They don't have to be like, we had a 4% growth. We had a 4% growth. We had a 4% growth.
Right.
Oh, we didn't have
Like
a 4%
companies
growth?
like EA, where if they had like a 2% growth and that's it, like that would be like
well, here-
stock market for them would drop and everything.
Here's the panic. Go over there, sell some microtransactions now.
Yes.
Make that money in next quarter.
They don't
or-
have to worry about that with their company.
Doubling back to Toyota, this is why I do not want to work in sales anymore.
Right. Because you have to worry about profit margins and
It's terrible, man.
yeah.
All it happens
I've worked in sales before. I don't miss it.
It's like every American corporation almost has that same mindset. I work in like, the hospitality industry. And so you have a property that makes multiple millions of dollars, right? $2 million, $3 million off this single property.
Right.
And the difference between this year and last year is less than $250,000. And people are breathing down our necks.
I'm sure they are.
It's functionally about 10%.
Probably just pennies to them,
Yeah, but
to a huge company like them, but it matters.
Right, but it's 10% gross
Right.
revenue is the difference, and all of a sudden, well, we're dying. We're all gonna die. You're all gonna get fired.
Right.
The company's gonna shut down. Panic. I'm like, 10%. One person's salary can be less than what we're missing here.
Imagine working for what's essentially a family-owned business.
Right. So it's just insanity.
But yeah, that you got companies like, we're going to go back to Google, where Google, if their projects don't go as big as they plan, after a couple of years pass, they just stop working on their stuff.
Oh, yeah, they abandon it.
They abandon it completely. So why would somebody trust them for their streaming service?
Which will be abandoned.
When,
Yeah,
it will eventually be, because then you got companies like Xbox that's doing a streaming service. But with their streaming service, you can play it, download it on your Xbox. You don't have to pay some stupid subscription service if you don't want to.
Well, look, I will not pay you if I do not physically own the thing that I want.
They have you do a subscription-based service. I don't know how much it is per month, but because I'm getting the first 3 months free. But you basically, if you want the free version, you only play 1080p. If you want to play 4K, you have to pay for their premium service.
The fact that PlayStation Plus and PlayStation
And they still make you pay for your...
aren't a bundled
games.
thing is a travesty. To me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, and then Nintendo's Well, theirs is so cheap it doesn't really matter.
Like,
But still, why?
But
It's
especially for
$30 for a family plan. You can have 6 people on the family plan. It's $30. I mean, it's a pointless online service, but it's so dang cheap. Who cares?
And see, like, that's like, why not? If I'm gonna pay $10 a month for PlayStation Plus, and then another $10 a month for PlayStation Now, why not just go $15 a month
And bundle
and
both.
give me both?
You're advertising for Xbox. You're literally advertising for Xbox right now. Microsoft announced during their E3 back in June that they have what's called Xbox Ultimate Pass, which has it's $15 a month. It has their Game Pass for Xbox and for PC, and it has their Xbox Gold, whatever, their online thing.
Which saves you the online subscription, which has always been an issue with Xbox.
Yeah. So that is a good marketing for them.
Because the PlayStation Now catalog of games is
Garbage.
it's got some hits and it's got some misses.
They added some good games recently. They brought down the price for PlayStation Now. People that don't know, PlayStation Now used to be $20 a month, which was outrageous.
Yes, it
And not only
was.
that, but it was just like Stadia, where it forced you to stream it and not download it. Now, not all games can you download because there's an issue with that. The reason that there's an issue with that is because they're allowing you to play PS3 games. Well, they have to emulate PS3 games onto the PS4 because the way they designed the PS3, you couldn't, and the way they designed the PS4, you couldn't make PS3 backwards compatible onto the PS4. Technically, you can't make the PS3 compatible with the PS5. What they're going to do is they got a powerful enough system this time to where they can properly emulate it onto the PS5 without it stuttering. It'll run smoothly.
The thing I've been doing with PCs my
Yes.
entire life.
Yes, but going back to that, you have to make those type of services convenient for your consumer. And what they view as convenience, not convenient for, because their primary market is America, is not convenient to the entire country. Not everyone is in LA, Silicon Valley, like they are, where they have fiber internet everywhere, where they have free Wi-Fi on every street corner, essentially.
Statues that literally emit free Wi-Fi.
Yes. Not every area has that. Even us who lives near what's considered a somewhat metropolitan area, Memphis, we don't have that sort of stuff in Memphis. I mean, they're trying to build that sort of stuff in Memphis, but it's not here. Our internet, we're just now starting to get this area where we have fiber internet. Not everybody has fiber internet in this area because the internet companies have a stronghold on deals with internet services around here. Literally, they make backdoor deals with lawmakers in cities and stuff like that, more on the local politician level than the higher politician level, to make sure that they get to stay in these certain areas.
Well, to be on point, right? This is all a type of infrastructure.
Yes.
And unfortunately, the American South's infrastructure in all regards is a little bit underdeveloped. So it's not even feasible for us. Why would we bother? Why, like I said, this service isn't in any way tailored to us.
Most people's data caps are around. It used to be 500 gigabytes was a joke.
Right now,
it's terabyte now, which is still a joke.
In consideration to the amount of consumption data.
Yes. Why is there a data cap? Why do we need a data cap? That doesn't even make sense.
Oh, well, hey, man, welcome to Arbitrary Rules produced by Corporation A. So
just to make extra money. Anyways, so Google, obviously, they're trying to come out with what they consider as the future of gaming for people who can't afford getting an expensive PC or don't want to get the next console, but it doesn't work for everybody yet.
Just build a computer, bro.
Yeah.
Just do it.
I'll try it out with its 3-month free trial, and then that'll probably be it for me with Google Stadia.
Just manage your money and build a PC. Just stop playing.
I almost want to get to the point where, because like
Says the guy that's ready for the new Ghost of Tsushima.
It's an exclusive.
No.
I'm holding it. I'm holding it in.
I
Just
can't
go.
talk. I like exclusives too. I mean, I'm all about Nintendo, so and I'm a Nintendo bro.
I want PlayStation to come out with a PC service.
you can play PlayStation Now on the PC.
I mean, yeah, you can, but I'm talking like new titles. Like I want to be able to digitally.
You mean like how Xbox does it?
Yes.
With their Game Pass. Yes, that would be fantastic, but PlayStation's not going to do that.
Unfortunately.
No, they're too greedy. They're more greedy than Microsoft, which is shocking. Well, it's not that they're more greedy than
They know their worth.
that, and Xbox has figured out what works for them versus what works for PlayStation.
Speaking of Microsoft, shout out Bill Gates, richest man in the world right now.
Oh, is he richest man again? Is it because of the divorce between Jeff Bezos and his...
He lost a lot of money.
I'm sorry, but man... I mean, he was
Poor guy.
I mean, he was married to her before he was rich. So, no one he wouldn't have thought of.
Look, I don't care. I
know.
support him.
I don't support him. He
I
cheated
support
on
him.
his.
I don't care. He
It was a
all
very
new to me.
messed
I
up-
have no idea.
No, you had no idea. No,
Okay.
like it was a very messed up situation. He cheated on his wife with one of their. It was his friend's wife.
All right, we are becoming like gossip
Jesus.
channel.
I'm
more
sorry.
Importantly, no. But more importantly, he brought back The Expanse. I will
That's
never
all he
care.
cares about. He does
This-
not care about what he does, which is a good point. That's how I am about like actors. Like they want to point out about like all the awful stuff they do.
You like this recent thing with Jeremy Renner?
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, he might be a terrible human being. Okay, take care of that with the legal process. Let me continue watching him as Hawkeye. If he ends up in jail, okay, that's
I
understandable.
will still rewatch these movies with him
Yes.
as Hawkeye. You can't do not Hulk Hogan
Art-
him. Do not
art
go
is
back in
art.
time. No, yeah, I'm saying just
Yeah, you have to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
Right? You have to.
Also, art imitates reality, and I will not see Jeremy Renner as a bad guy. He's essentially good.
I mean, look what happened with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Amber Heard was like throwing slander at Johnny
And
Depp.
he had legit proof that she was the one that was abusing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a lot of hearsay a lot of times.
yeah, poor guy.
Yeah, I hated that for Johnny Depp because like that almost ruined his
Dude,
career.
people were up in arms over that.
They tried to get him fired from the Harry Potter, the Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Him, and it was like one of the big reasons why Disney, when they were planning a reboot for Pirates of the Caribbean, they were not going to include
Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now they're rebooting it again with a different writer, so who knows? Maybe we're lucky.
Anyway, we're getting
Yeah, we're getting
way-
off topic. Okay, so we have one more topic to talk about, and we used to love this company. Almost everyone used to love them, and now everybody hates them almost as much as they hate Activision. We're going to talk about Fallout 76's new subscription service.
the spectacular, spectacular that keeps giving. I tell you.
I didn't know this was on the itinerary.
Mhm.
It is. We were just talking about it.
Oh, wow.
It's
beforehand.
literally okay, look, I don't know why it is in slightly smaller writing, but it is the last part of the gold.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't know why
My
you
bad.
lowered the text size, but it's the last part of the Gaming Pulse itinerary. I swear.
Yes, it's the last thing. So, for the people that still play Fallout 76,
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. Does that say Bethesda launcher? Like we need another launcher?
Yeah, you didn't know they had a launcher?
No.
You know who else has a launcher you probably don't know that has a launcher?
Ooh.
Rockstar. Rockstar has a launcher, and the way they try to convince people to download it was you get San Andreas for free. So many
You mean a
PC
game
launchers.
that most people have already illegally
Yes.
downloaded?
Yes, most people have already owned. I remember when I was probably like 13 or 14, and I legally downloaded that with all the mods.
I think that might be one of the most pirated games in existence.
Dude,
God.
I love and hate where video games are in the.
I hate
now.
these stupid launchers. But yeah, Rockstar did it because they literally announced it like a week or two before they announced that Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming to PC.
Okay, but wait. Let me just have this moment here. This is $100. Okay. I want to go down this list myself just
Yeah.
for a second
I
here.
thought you
It's
meant
called-
the launcher
it's
was
called-
$100
No.
for a second.
Fallout First is what it's called.
All right. So it's $100. Are you ready for this? For $100, you get Private Worlds, which is a server system that allows you to host a private server with your own setup. So if you want to have higher loot rates, you want to have less scorch beasts, whatever that.
I still don't get it because who plays this game to where you need a private world?
Well, because the base world sucks.
The
so you
game's
can
so
make your own-
dead.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but the base world sucks, so you can
Yes.
make the game better. Well, that's what a lot of people thought. Let's just change these settings that Bethesda couldn't mod or patch itself so that we can make the game more fun.
Right.
And so that doesn't work. The private worlds are buggy and garbage. So that's $100 for that. So scrap box. So here's the ability to store even more loot. By the way, Bethesda made a promise that it wouldn't allow you to have game-changing objects for monetary compensation. Well, here you go. That's a lie. Let's proceed. Scrap box. So you buy the scrap box, right? And you start storing your stuff in it. Well, how about your items disappear? How about it's buggy? How about it's absolute garbage? Bruh. You paid $100 for that. So then you go to the survival tent. Once again, another part of this where we said that we wouldn't pay money in the form for nothing but cosmetics, right? Well, here we have the survival tent. The survival tent is a gameplay changing ability that allows you to fast travel, rest, has a bunch of other additional objects and abilities that you can use to improve your, gameplay.
Are you breathing?
No, I don't have to. Bruh. Rage provides my oxygen. So anyway, we proceed on with the survival tent. So here you go. This is where there's actually something in the game that does work. You're paying $100 to cheat. Functionally, okay? But hey, you paid for it, right? Atoms, here's the currency for that overpriced store that we absolutely don't want to have anything to do with, where it sells things at standard price but tells you it's a sale, where you go to the Atom store and they said that they wouldn't allow you to buy gameplay changing effects. And well, guess what? Now you can use those atoms to buy more things besides the survival tent and the scrap box. And by the way, it's not even a lot of atoms. I mean, it's actually just a really tiny amount. It's nowhere near actually what $100 would get you. Wow. And then last but not least, something that actually probably should be included, but should have been in the game in the first place or should have been in the Atom store. How about an outfit, an actual cosmetic? You want to pay $100 for that?
Yeah, they already had that. They did have those, though. They had like Uncle Sam and stuff like that.
Right. But no, okay, but fine. Here's an actual cosmetic that somebody might want. It's a part of a $100 package rather than being for $5 in the Atom store. So, take that as a grain of salt as you want. But we have finally the last and most important thing, what everyone's here for every Fortnite player in the world. We have icons and emotes. Oh my God! Yeah, $100 for that entire pack. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to say something. Like, you can get this same experience in Minecraft. I'm not even kidding.
Holy shit.
You can get the same experience in
went
Minecraft.
there.
For free.
Essentially.
100.
Listen, I have to be honest with you here, guys. This is unreal. It is a tragedy beyond all belief. Do not support Bethesda. Do not buy this thing. I know there are some people there who are diehard Fallout 76ers on the Reddit, and I respect you guys. I love that you decided to accept this game and you want to keep it going. And you're a part of a wonderful community, but Bethesda has screwed you over.
Oh, Bethesda.
Abandoned ship.
How far have you been led astray?
Play Minecraft 76.
They didn't even become led astray. They started this with that stupid horse armor. I can't stand them.
No, I'm just saying the company as a whole. I mean, what happened?
Skyrim.
Yes, they got that Skyrim money, and then they just got
they lost all freaking just all moral foundation, no ethics at all. They are absolutely a failure of a company.
They're just like Activision now.
And Fallout 76 is the gift that keeps on giving because every freaking week there's a new tragedy.
Yes.
We have lethal mole in your helmets. We have Nuka-Cola rum in a plastic case.
I think that they literally are doing some of the stuff on there on purpose now.
Oh, they have to be.
Yeah.
Surely no company can be this incompetent.
You think they just reached a point where they were just like,
don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they care. I think it's just one big joke.
As much as possible.
I think it's just one big joke to them now.
Well, I mean, we've seen the example of what that is. That's like Anthem with BioWare, where they just abandoned ship and left. But Bethesda can't. Bethesda has to keep going. This fire has been burning for close to a year now, and it should have burned them down. And yet, still over on the horizon,
They're literally
that
that dog that's sitting in the house that's on fire and says everything's fine.
Yeah, no, exactly. That is them.
Sipping on their coffee like nothing's going on.
Somebody was playing Minecraft and I was like, we can do this in 76.
And let's sell it for $100. Are you ready?
Bruh.
No. I just get your refund.
I feel like this part of this later part of the segment was just us being sad about the fact that companies are constantly failing us and as the consumers and how greedy they are.
Especially when it's people that we've put so much faith into, like Bethesda.
Yeah, Bethesda used to be when you thought Bethesda, you would be so excited.
The glory of Morrowind. Oblivion.
The game that really started seeing them falling apart. Because first of all, they're owned by ZeniMax. A lot of people don't know that. I don't know if they were owned by ZeniMax during the early days. They might not have been, but now they are. It's a huge company. I'm pretty sure they're an Asian company. think they're a Chinese company. I'm not certain. But they're a very greedy company. And so you start seeing a lot of changes with the company when they made Elder Scrolls Online. And then it just started going more and more downhill after they made that.
How about
People love Elder Scrolls Online, though.
how about we've had the same engine for the
Todd Howard, Jesus, man, just make a new engine.
right, the same engine for so long. It's so outdated. I can't even begin to describe to you how incompetent that is in and of itself.
I really think they're going to make a new engine for the next Fallout game. They have to by this point, right?
No, do they? So we said for Fallout 4.
Yeah.
But we saw all the same freaking textures from Fallout 3 in Fallout 4. There's been a game in between them. Just I can't.
They've been asset flipping.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, and Fallout 76 is no different.
Oh, Fallout 76 literally looks like it's from Fallout 3.
Yeah, Fallout 3 texture pack.
Yeah.
I'm just like
Garbage.
Mm.
Anyways, Bethesda, stop disappointing us. Either I'll separate from ZeniMax and get rid of all the people that's made you this way. Whether
Especially Todd.
I'm assuming Todd Howard is one of the biggest people to blame on that. Hopefully Bethesda gets back to their roots and figures out how to make consumers happy again and stop being so greedy. Hopefully Blizzard will figure that out. I doubt it, but at least we still have some shining hopes in the gaming industry. Not too many. I think this is a good stopping point for this segment. I really hope that we'll have maybe Google Stadia not be as disappointing as we think it is. Pretty sure it is. It's a kind of a failed experiment, in my opinion. We'll know for sure when it comes out. We'll let you know what we think about it when it comes out. We'll let you know what we think about all the other information, including Overwatch when BlizzCon's announced next week. Anyways, we're going to let you go. We'll see you next week. Thank you for letting us get to the root of our geek culture with you. Have a good week, guys.